For many years growing up, I've had this feeling of inferiority complex, which is something that a lot of people grow up with in Korean society. And this idea was stuck in my head for many years throughout my life. And it was until quite recently where I've got the chance to rethink about my values and my purpose in life. When I was younger, I've always felt this need to outperform others and rise above them in order to feel more secure about myself. And the only way to make sure that I was happy and content would be to make sure that I stayed that way, that I was always levels beyond people around me in terms of looks, in terms of financial stability, in terms of the car I drive, in terms of the clothes I wear, etc. But the truth is that no matter how high I tried to climb the ladder to become superior, to stay up that way, I would always be looking up to those higher above than me. And as I compared myself to everyone who was better, the old feeling of inferiority would kick back in. And it would make myself believe that where I am currently is not enough, that it is never enough, that I had to climb higher so that I could finally tell myself that once I reach the top, I can tell myself that I've truly made it. And while I was doing this, while this was going on inside my head, there was always the feeling of rage and anger and self-hatred all mixed up inside me. But they weren't actually negative. I have been able to use these feelings of anger and rage as fuel. And this has actually helped me to better myself in a way, and also consistently go to the gym 3 times a week. It helped me to eat healthy. It helped me to develop a lifestyle that was designed to better myself. But now that I'm pushing 40, I feel like my perspective on ambition, my perspective on motivation and life in general has changed quite a bit. In a capitalist society where time equals money, young people are constantly persuaded that everything they pursue has to have some kind of monetary value. And I was thinking the same way for most of my life, actually. Anything that I had to do with hobby-wise, anything that I had to do in terms of improving my lifestyle, they had to be somehow linked to my ability to generate financial gain or to become more successful in the future. It was never about truly enjoying something or making a meaning of solely trying to improve myself. It always had to be linked with something that had to do with the benefit in the future. And it seems like most of the people growing up in the newer generation also views the world the same way as I do, as I did before. So for instance, people no longer enjoy playing games as a hobby anymore. And what was once a fun and innocent hobby became a form of a side hustle, where it would be foolish not to stream and monetize the game that you play on YouTube or Switch or Twitch. Productivity is no longer a way to improve your life anymore. So if productivity was a way to improve your ability to finish a lot of different tasks more proficiently, nowadays it is to turn it into a performance and upload it to some kind of social media for others to see and to receive any kind of validation that you need. Self-improvement is also another category that I feel like has changed a lot over the years. And self-improvement is no longer about finding true happiness or meaning in life. It's more about investing in yourself so that you could impress your employers and somehow achieve greater ROI or return on investment. So it seems like everything has a value now. And the universal purpose in life as a man is to maximize and monetize every single activity, because it is our duty in life to raise our status and be of better value in society, which is reflected by the numbers. And this is what a lot of men fear a lot, actually. Being worthless in society, not proving oneself to society, being of no value in society, getting rejected by people in society. This all has to do with the idea that the purpose of a man is to generate some kind of value. And if you cannot do that, that is the biggest failure a man can have. So we get trapped into this idea of constantly feeling the need to improve ourselves. We constantly look to others for comparison, and we determine exactly where we are in the social hierarchy. And as cruel and meaningless as it sounds, there is actually no getting away from this, because it is our destiny as a man. Since the day we were born, as men, we were destined to participate in this endless race towards the top positions in the social hierarchy. So in the end of it all, there really only exist two options. You can either pick yourself up from the ground, brush off your shoulders, and keep walking up the hill. Or the second option would be you can find your own path, which doesn't necessarily guarantee a destination, but gives you some kind of joy and other sense of purpose apart from the proving yourself in society. And I know that modern YouTube wants to reward taking one path passionately, and the algorithm strongly favors advocating for one path in life. So do this or do this. Invest your life solely in one path. That is what the algorithm rewards. But we have to think a little bit more carefully here. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what you choose, because life is not that important. Life is not that important before you make something of it first. So it is a blank slate. It's a blank piece of paper where you could actually do anything you wanted. And until you have created a masterpiece of it, it really doesn't matter what you fill it up with. So the biggest and best advice that exists in the world is whatever it is that you choose, the only thing that you can do is to commit to it, and don't break any promises you made with yourself. And even if the promise is as trivial as making your bed every morning, you should always strive to keep the promise that you made. And every single day you follow through with your promises, you will get to know more and more about what it is you truly want in life, whether it be status or freedom. So I guess it all comes down to one thing. Just don't stop what you do. Just commit to it. Keep on going. Brush it off. And you just have to rinse and repeat until everything makes sense and you realize what it is you truly value in life.